Hi, um, hi, Boys and Girls Club. I'm Dave Shipper, and I'm going to be doing lesson 4, Ring of Fire, for you tonight. The song has 3 chords in it: G, C, and D. Now, the instructions that you have to make a G chord on this particular song is kind of interesting because what they're doing is they're setting you up to make an easy transition between G and C. So there's multiple ways of making a G chord. I definitely cheat a long time ago and just play 2 fingers, top and bottom, and I mute the 5th string. But we're going to show you the way the book talks about, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to make your job to move from one chord to the next easier. And you know that is one of the toughest things to do, is to really jump from one chord to the other while you're learning. Okay, so here's how the song sounds in normal time. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. I fell for you like a child. Oh, I went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Okay, so I don't expect you to be that quick right away. You are guitar 1, but this is a fun song. You're going to really like this. And the strum I'm using is, I tend to go, so it's going to be boom, strum down. So hitting the top string, strum down. Hitting the top string, strum down. Love is a burn. So let's get into the chords. Now, if you look at your page and it talks about the 4 fingers, it says you're going to use this 4th finger, the pinky, to put right on the 3rd fret, 1st string. So that might hurt a few of you newbies, and I'll show you why they're doing that. Then they're going to stretch your 3rd finger all the way up to the 6th string on the 3rd fret. So you're covering the 3rd fret, the top and bottom strings. And if you're really looking at when you're tuning, those are the 2 strings that are E. So you're basically taking the E of the first 2 and made it G. And that's the music side of it. So what you got is, I'm going to show you up close on the camera here. You have the little finger on the 1st string, the 3rd finger way up on top on the 6th string, and then your index finger hits the 5th string on the 2nd fret. And that's your G. Now, the reason you're doing that is for the C, because these top 2 fingers, the ones that are on the 5th and 6th strings, drop down to the 4th and the 5th strings in the same pattern. So you can see up here, they're on the 5th and 6th strings. The C, they'll drop down to the 4th and 5th strings. And while they do that, you take your 1st finger and you put that on the 2nd string, 1st fret. And that's a C chord. So now why do they do that and make you take your little pinky that's not doing much right now, hanging off on the edge? They did that because it goes, love is a burning thing. See how fast that is? That's a really quick chord. And when I first thought about doing this lesson, I thought I would wonder if they'd talk the beginners just go, love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. See, it doesn't sound that bad, but this sounds a lot better. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. My wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. So you're bouncing back and forth between the G chord and the C chord. Okay, so when I first started showing you this, I did my traditional G chord like this. Love is a burning thing. But you can see I'm moving my fingers all the way around. And what you're doing now, based on the guide that's here, but you got to get that pinky involved. A lot of people don't like to get the pinky involved so early when they're beginning. But you do. Love is a burning thing. You can see your fingers aren't moving that far to take the next chord. So if you can perfect that, that's the best way to do it. And you will start really loving to have your pinky be involved with the G chord. Now you could do a G chord like this. That would mean that's the traditional way to do it, where you bring up your index finger all the way to the top, and your third finger is on the first fret. But then you're going to have to move your whole hand back to do the C chord the way your book is showing you, because that's about the only way you can do a C chord. Okay, so we talked about how to do a G chord, which is the way the book is showing you. Is you put your pinky on first on the third fret, reach up with your third finger, put it on the sixth string, and then your index finger, your second finger, goes on the fifth string, second fret, and you get this nice big full G. So love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. Now we're going to get to the next part. We're going to do a D. So if you've done a D yet, you're going to lift up your whole hand, because you're going to have to kind of start over here. Okay, it's a little triangle, and the triangle is based on your first finger on the second fret, third string. Your next finger is on the second fret, first string, and then your third finger goes in the middle of those two on the third string. So you get that triangle look. Oh, I love the D chord. D chord's one of my favorite chords. Okay, so that's a D chord. So let's see where we're at here. I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Now I really slowed down that D chord, because I fell into a burning, go to C, burning of fire, back to G, Then you do that again. D, C, and D. D, C, and G. I went down, down, down. Names went higher. Excuse me, I had a cough. And it burns. Now we're back to the beginning. Burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. Okay, so the reason that they're using your pinky on the G chord is because it's going to make the C chord transition easier. So get your pinky on that third string. Get your next finger, your fourth finger, your fourth finger to the top of that guitar on the sixth string, same fret, third fret, and then it's the fifth string follows along with your next finger on the second fret. And then when you do your C, these top two fingers, they move from the sixth and the fifth strings to the fifth and the fourth. And if you left your pinky there, it actually makes a chord. It doesn't sound too bad, right? Jazz. But it is a chord that I play in other songs. But you need to lift your pinky off, and then it gets another cool chord. But you need to put your first finger down on the second string, first fret. Then you get the C. So the transition goes from G, you move the top two fingers and add that first finger while you're taking off your pinky, then you get to C. Okay, so love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. Okay. So I think you got the song. I'm going to play it through one more time. Not as quick as I normally do, but one that you probably should be able to play along with after a little while. I'll try to get the other camera here working. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, showing you or told you about the strum is that. Now that works great to strum on that top string when you're playing the G chord and the C chord. When I get to the D chord, I move to the middle of the guitar. So if I put that way on the top, it's okay, but the middle of the guitar is really the best way to do it. And the reason I do that is because eventually you can play the melody with that bass line. Listen to this part. So what I ended up doing there was I went, that's actually the fifth, fourth, and third string. So that's why you don't always have to hit that boom, always on the top fret. And if you don't want to try to do the boom, then it's so a lot of down strokes. I hope you enjoyed tonight. It was a lot of fun. Let's see if this recording works, and we'll send it off to Tegan. And I hope you enjoy your journey, because playing guitar is just one of my passions. I hope it becomes one of yours too. And this is a great song. So talk to you later. Bye now from Dave Shipper.